Hello and welcome to another episode of Take the Two podcast. Just three out of show blokes that are highly qualified armchair critics at the highest level. G'day, Marshy and Frosty.
Hey boys, what's cracking?
Hello, boys.
We all good and ready to go again for another week?
Definitely.
Yeah, mate. Just to let you know, guys, we all lost again on the weekend. You said it'll go up, it'll all get better, but it don't get any better at all.
Consistency's the key, boys. That's what it is.
Oh, unbelievable, seriously.
Moving on, first up, we'd just like to take this opportunity to thank our viewers/listeners for liking, sharing, subscribing, deleting, or whatever it takes for you to enjoy the Take the Two experience. We appreciate your feedback and your comments. Right, boys, some topics to get into just to wet the whistle. First up, how about we start with Magic Round that just passed? What do we think of that, boys?
Frosty?
Magic round, excellent. The weather helped. Whoops. We all call wet weather, which was no good at all. Must stay in Queensland, I think, for sure, because of the easier travel. We don't want to go to Perth. I don't think Perth, it's too far away for everyone to get over there. And Fox Sports were saying that it was best coverage ever for Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday games. Number one all time. So something's working.
Oh, it definitely works. 100%. Like I think they said it was a sold out 3 days, but all sold out. The weather was fine. We just need one in Sydney. Bring one to Sydney, boys. Come on, Abdo, whatever your friggin' name is. Get one into Sydney.
You know, to be fair, I was a bit sceptical of it being in Brisbane all the time, but after hearing, I think the crowd was about 150,000 over the 3 days.
Yep.
The ground held up okay, better than what we thought. Even the fact that they put the State of Origin on the Thursday night, I think that worked really well. They got a successful crowd there. I think about 25 grand of that as well.
Yep.
So to me, I would have agreed before the weekend, Marshy, bring it to Sydney, take it to Perth, wherever, New Zealand. But no, I'm happy for Brisbane to have Magic Round, and then we just do, all the other events, keep them as they are. I think anyway.
Yep, thumbs up.
Cool.
All right. Well, next up, we might have a little chat about the breaking news from yesterday afternoon. Your mate, Brad Harper, finally got the flick. Tell me how you're feeling about that, Marshy. Vossi?
Oh, it's Christmas in May. No, it was definitely needed. Like, I don't like the way it's happened, but I think the performance on Sunday sort of just topped it off. They just aren't playing his style of footy. I don't think they could play their style of footy, and we just needed the change. Had to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Frost?
The problem I've got is who goes in. That's the problem. Like if it was going to be sack him and bring Wayne Bennett in, and Wayne Bennett was going there, it'd work for me. But I don't know for the life of me who they can put in next year as a first grade coach for the next 1, 2, 3 or 4 years. So yeah.
Yeah, I think well, the word going around was that basically I think around the 1st of May that the board had a meeting and then already made the decision that they were going to get rid of Arthur. So they've had conversation with Bennett to try and get him. And then it's obviously too late because Bennett's made his mind up to go with Souths. So my opinion is, why would they then decide to get rid of Arthur now and not have anyone to take over? Why wouldn't they just hold on to him for the rest of the year and just ride it out and then just sack him at the end of the year and then whoever they get to come in? Because surely they'd be talking to people. That gives them an opportunity to talk to people in between now and the end of the season, right? So then they could get someone under their belt, and then they can start in the 1st of November, all fresh, and work out who they're going to sign and whatever. Because otherwise, as Frosty said, who have they got to come in? They're going to have Barrett to take over. Are they going to put him on full time after that? Probably not.
No.
And who else is out there? Like there's a few options, obviously, but who's going to want to go there? What are these? I heard today that Dylan Brown has got that many clauses in his
Yeah,
contract.
he has.
Like,
He's not the only one, though, is he?
well, from what I heard, Dylan Brown's got that many clauses. You may as well start calling him Santa. He's got that many clauses. Oh, unbelievable! And apparently, it's each year as well. It's not just 1 year. Like if Arthur goes, it's like multiple years. Like so. This could be like a bit of a snowball / domino effect, I reckon.
Sometimes you just need a clean out. And seriously, if Dylan Brown doesn't want to be there, then seriously go. Like, you want players that want to play there. In regards to Wayne Bennett, I heard that they actually went to his farm and spoke to him. Like, that's how serious it was. And it would have been great to get Arthur, but Arthur's gone. Wayne Bennett, but Arthur's gone now. Let's move on, and we've got time to find a coach now.
Well, my whisper was that if Wayne Bennett had a manager, which he doesn't apparently have, Parramatta could have put more money on the table. And being a manager, obviously, of course, they would have taken the money. But because Wayne Bennett does all his own deals, he obviously took the South deal. So, but would have loved to have seen it. But going back to what Fully was just saying, I thought there was more players that have clauses if Brad Arthur's not there. I don't know. I knew Dylan Brown was one, but I remember hearing 3 or 4, or even 5.
Yeah.
So
and the other issue Parramatta are going to have, they've got Gutho, Dylan Brown, Moses, and the 2 front rowers on massive money, and that's why they're not getting any decent players out in the back line because they can't afford to buy anyone. Fair enough, they got Lomax, right? But they can't afford to buy anyone else because those guys are taking up massive wads of cash.
Yeah.
So their salary cap hasn't been handled too good. So they're going to have to let, I reckon, a couple of them go. And you're probably going to
shopping Madison around.
Yeah, well, there you go. So
yeah, so apparently the Dragons and the Panthers are looking at him because the Panthers need another middle forward for next year. But it all started when they lost Papali and Reid Marnie. Like, we've gone backwards since then, and it's not all Arthur's fault. Like, that head office is terrible.
Yep.
But he had to go. Like, I love Para. I'm a passionate Para supporter, and even I'm saying he had to go. I don't care that we don't have a coach yet. Let's take our time. And we still
who's out there, Marshy? Rossi. Who's out there though? That's a problem.
Do you know John Cartwright is a good coach?
Nah.
He was he's assistant coach at Brisbane now. They're going well. He was assistant coach at
Manly.
Like,
he just signed in England. He just signed with a team in England, Hull. Just signed it.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he's gone to England. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. But it just couldn't be Arthur anyway. So he's gone. Thank God. He did a reasonable job. Time to move on.
Yeah, I reckon they should get Madge.
Yep.
What about Jason Rolls?
Yeah, so to me, with the team that Parramatta's got, like, everyone talks about their window, and their window's probably pretty much shut now, but they've still got, if they've got Gutho and the 2 halves there who, it's half decent spine. I wouldn't put an inexperienced coach in there.
No.
They're just going to be under pressure. Like, the two, over the years, the 2 hardest jobs in rugby league is, the first one is a Parramatta halfback, because they've never had a halfback since Peter Sterling, and they've finally got a decent halfback. And the second hardest job is the coach of Parramatta, because they haven't won the comp in 147 years or whatever it is. So, yeah, I think they need someone with experience and not an assistant or someone like that. You know what I mean? So
Oh, they definitely got a little clean out to do. Like they need a 9. They do not have a 9.
yeah,
Like,
agreed.
and that's probably that and halfback's probably the most important position on the field. And they've got some good young players, but they just have no backs. Like Steve-O looks like an ironing board. Like he's stiff as an ironing board. Like I don't know what's happened to him, but I heard that they're trying to shop him to the Super League.
Well, I heard Cowgirls, so
Oh, good go. See ya. I'll pay for the air flight. I promise you. But
So what are you boys saying? Are we saying that Madge does, what, 3 games for State of Origin and then goes to Para next year? I can't see it.
Well, I reckon if Madge wins the State of Origin series, surely he's got to have some option in his contract where if he gets offered an NRL coaching job, he can leave.
oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
So I reckon if he wins the Origin series,
So what happens if he doesn't?
well, he might stay on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, if he wins the
But I'm
series,
saying to you, well, I'm just confused because Brad Arthur obviously wasn't doing a great job, but to me, it's either Wayne Bennett or who. I don't get it.
Mm.
Like, I'm not a Parramatta supporter, obviously, but I'm so confused because to me, yes, the ship is sinking, but what's out there? Like,
So maybe Parrot tried to sign Wayne on the sly like 3 weeks ago, and they were going to just let Arthur run for the whole year, but maybe word got out and they just had to do what they had to do, and they still miss out on Wayne. But I'm glad he's gone. Let's start fresh.
okay. On that note, we'll move on, eh?
No,
Yeah,
Fully,
may as
where do you go? Like, what I'm saying, like you're saying Madge, but if Madge isn't available, who else do you go? Like,
I'd love Billy Slater, but he wouldn't do it. But geez,
no,
I love
he said
listening
he
to
couldn't
him.
do the grind of week in, week
Yeah,
out. So,
yeah. I'm just saying, like, I would love him, but we'll find someone, Frosty.
geez, I hope so.
I,
We want Parramatta going well. I mean, I
who's
hate it, but
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Not to win a comp because they haven't won it, but at least going better than they're going. That performance last week was just abysmal.
Oh, that was terrible. That was
So
disgusting.
that's what I'm saying. Where do you go? Like Wayne Bennett, obviously he is the fit, but I can't see. What about JT maybe? Jason Taylor?
Nah, yeah, he's been there, but nah.
I
He
was
said
just
Jason Rolls. I'm pretty sure he'd be earmarked for the Bellamy job once he's finished.
yeah, but is he
Or
going
the
to hang around
Chooks?
there for another 10 years until Bellamy retires?
Exactly.
Maybe Bellamy goes one more year at the Storm and then Para sign Bellamy.
Oh,
I mean, I don't have a problem with the rookie coach going in there because obviously it wasn't working with Arthur. But I mean,
Yeah.
who do you take? That's the thing. Like I'm confused. I'm totally confused. Like,
It's a hard job.
yeah,
Mm. Good luck to whoever gets it.
the Walker boys.
Yeah,
yep.
there's another option.
Well, the problem
There you
is,
go.
problem with those blokes, they're throwing their hat in the ring for everything, and I think
Everything.
the novelty's worn off. You know, everyone's going, yeah, whatever. No, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'll tell you what, but Parramatta's side would suit that style of play.
Yeah, okay. Second phase and all offloads. Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, yeah, they've got the forward pack to do that. We do, and next year we've got some decent backs. Like that's not a bad option.
Okay. Well, if
We'll
you've
wait
got
and see, hey.
exactly. All right, boys, let's move on.
Yes.
Okay, so this week we're going to come up with our own New South Wales Origin sides. What we might do is we might all go through positions at a time. So we'll start off with the fullback. So, Fossey, who you got as your fullback?
Stick with the tried and true. Hasn't let us down before. The Teddy Meister.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Frost?
Tick for me.
Yeah, okay. Well, the team I'm picking is a bit left field, but I'm picking new faces, a new beginning under Madge, and I'm picking Dylan Edwards. As much as I love Teddy, and if he was to come back to the Tigers, I'd have him with open arms. But for New South Wales this year, yeah, I'm going Dylan Edwards. I think his involvement and stats just you can't ignore it. Like, you can't wait till Teddy retires because he's the current captain and whatever. But if the bloke's in form like Edwards, and he has been for 3 to 4 years, when was the last time you seen him play a bad game? Like, other than missing that goal kick on the weekend, but other than that, he's been really good. Like, I think they need to go in a new direction. So that's just my opinion.
Mm.
So,
And you're entitled to that, Jason.
thank you. All right, who are we going to have on the wing? One winger, Ross.
I'll give you both my wingers, Toto and Lomax.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Frost?
Toto and Edwards. I'll throw him on the wing. Yep.
Yeah, are you putting Edwards in there because of he played for Australia on the wing?
Well, yes, but I mean, if you watch the game again on Sunday, he's virtually out in the centres and the wing anyway, like most of the fullbacks are. So to me, it makes no difference. So
Why don't you put Teddy on the wing?
Teddy is definitely not a winger. He's probably the only fullback in the game that can't play wing. I just think
that Lomax, bigger body, he can goal kick. Because I can't really see. I know you got Nico Hines, but we've got Lomax and goal kick. He's in form, and I'm pretty sure he'd be marking Xavier Coates.
Bambi.
I think, where I think Toto, Dylan Edwards, he's too small for the wing.
Too small for fullback too, but he does it.
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Mm.
I've got Toto on one wing, and I've got Joseph Sawali. I don't give a crap. Yeah, or whoever you want to call him, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't care that he's going to rugby. He's employed by the NRL till November 1. So as far as I'm concerned, he's still eligible. He's a big body, runs the ball hard. He's good under the high ball. He can kick a goal. As I said, I think we need to go in a new direction, and we just need to win. It doesn't matter about setting up for years to come. We just need to win because I'm sick of losing. Yeah.
100%.
So, okay, boys. Who we got in the centres, boss?
Well, I've got Silhouette. What's his name?
Suwali.
Ask Frosty.
Suwali.
And
you got to get it right, these blokes. Yeah.
Like, everybody's saying Mitchell, but I don't want Mitchell anywhere near the New South Wales side because
Me either.
I don't like P-Hearts. Both of those guys have got ticker. They can defend and they can bring the ball out. They can ball play. And they got ticker.
Who you got, Frosty?
I went Castoni Stags and Crichton.
Yeah, okay.
So he's not Castoni Stags is not a world beater, but they can't be all world beaters. And for me, he's a great defensive centre. And he goes okay in attack.
He's out with a fractured foot.
I know. I'm hoping he might be back, but I heard that he was injured. But
yeah, so I had Best in my side until he'd done his hemi.
Mm.
So that's why I went Sawali.
Okay. So I've gone with Stephen Crichton, obviously, and I'm going with Jesse Ramian. I think if they play, I think they've got to play off the cuff, up tempo sort of style. And I think if we're moving forward, I reckon he's a good hard hole runner. He's not a bad defender. He's playing in the team at the moment. It's in good form. Apparently, I'm sure you'll tell us that later for the 5th week in a row.
You guessed it.
But
I'm on them.
I'm going for Crichton and Jesse Ramian, boys. Okay, so who we got as number 6?
Well, I've got Burton because
I've got 6 and 7. Name 6 and 7, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got Nico Hines, obviously, and Burton.
Yep.
I've gone Burton because he's obviously his kicking game, which will help, but I think he suits Hines' style of play. You need a running 5'8", and he's got Crichton in the centres, which is a Bulldog combination.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Frosty?
I've gone Luai and Hines.
Yep.
And
Any
to me,
particular reasons?
well, Luai I was hot and cold about, but he played okay last Sunday. So
He did. I reckon he played really well, to be honest.
yeah. So I was sort of, do I pick him or don't I? And I made up my mind. So yeah, I'll take him.
I can't stand him.
No, I'm not a fan either, but
Like I reckon the outside backs don't even know what he's doing.
probably not.
Like there's 3 occasions on the weekend where if he had just went left, Toto scores in the corner, but he steps inside.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I couldn't pick him without Cleary in Origin. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I've gone with Hines at 5'8", and I've gone Mitchell Moses at 7. I don't care
What?
if Mitchell Moses got on one leg. I reckon he's got to be in there, and they're both runners of the ball, and they can both play either side of the ruck, and then they've got the outside back. So as I said, we want to play an up tempo style.
You might as well
Because-
call Andrew Johns back. You're kidding.
Okay, well, I thought it was only matters of opinion here, but if you want to get
It is
personal like
but
that, well,
it is. But Mitch Moses, no, I don't. Yeah.
Well, I've got a feeling Parramatta could have picked him this week, but they didn't pick him, so they don't pick him for Origin.
Wow.
Well, that's Barrett's first mistake.
Yes. He's a smart coach.
Anyway, that's the way I've gone. So
Yep.
who knows what way they're going to go anyway. So,
Hmm.
what about your lock, boys?
Oh, yo,
Yo,
bro.
So because
He picks himself.
you know what you get.
Yeah, mate. He picks himself. He's the link. He can run. He can tackle. He can do everything. And he's the informed. Murray's out, obviously, so 100% yo. Lock him in.
To me, numbers don't make any difference at all. I've put Angus Crichton, but to me, where they play lock, second row, front row is irrelevant. But yep.
Well, I've gone Jake Trbojevic at 13. I just think he can play obviously in the middle as a link. The reason why I didn't go for Yo, I just think Queensland have his measure in Origin. I said when he plays for Penrith, he's got plenty of time, and he sort of can get away because he's got fast play the balls. But in Origin, it's a lot quicker game, and the line speed is a lot quicker. And I think he just sort of gets shut down a bit. So I just think, and the fact that Cleary won't be there, so that's why I've gone. What do they call him? Gerbo. Is it Gerbo?
Yo, Gerbo.
Yeah. So that's the way I see it. Anyway, who are our back rowers, boys? Boss?
I've gone Crichton and Olakawadu, the 2 informed second rowers.
Yep.
Damaging, in form. I can't see anyone else getting picked.
Until Frosty names his two.
Jake T and Yo.
You done the
in my
old
second row.
shuffle in the cars and
Hey,
To me, numbers are irrelevant at the end of the day. I mean, it's like fullbacks. You know, they play wing sometimes, and so to me, you're picking a squad, but you want numbers. Yeah. So Jake T and Yo for me, and I'll throw a curveball in the front row. But yeah,
it sounds like you're playing a bit of 52 pickup there, Frosty.
definitely.
Well, I've gone the same as you, Bossy. I've gone Olakawatu and Crichton. I think Crichton plays on the left, Olakawatu on the right.
Yep, they pick themselves.
Good hole runners, good defenders. So, all right, who we got as our two props?
Well, I've got Payne Huss and Jake Trbojevic.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. But yeah,
Tried and true. They do the job. Can play big minutes. And like you said, fully, Jake T can go to lock if something happens with Yo. He can still play that link role. Payne Huss, massive motor. 60 minutes. He picks himself.
yeah. 52 pickup.
Payne Haas and Brazil.
Tyson Brazil in the
Wow.
front row.
Yep. He'll be okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
He's a hard runner. Like, I don't mind him as a player. Maybe not in the front row, but
Front row, second row, same thing. But yes.
Yep.
I've gone for Payne Haas, as you said, big motor. But I just hope Maguire plays him big minutes, not just get him on there for 25, 30 and take him off. I hope he plays in big minutes because I think he can be damaging. And I've gone, well, I was going to go Jakey T at prop to start with, but then I changed around. I've gone Stefano Utukamanu, and
Nah.
it comes down to opinion again. All right, just take it easy, big
Well, I
boys.
didn't pick him because I couldn't say his name.
But the only reason I pick him because he's a big body, and you want to try and it normally takes about 3 of them to drag him down, and you want to try and drain these Queensland forwards early, so then when our bench comes on, hopefully we can sort of steamroll through them. So, all right, boys, who we got as a hooker?
I've gone Appy.
Happy?
Me too.
Yeah, he's been there before, done it before. Defends and doesn't stop defending. He can ball play. And there's not really much else around. Like Cook's struggling. You got that Robson from the Cowboys, but I'd just rather stick with someone that's been there and done it before. Because we have to win this first game.
Yeah, we have to, for sure.
Yep. Me too, yep.
Yeah, I've gone for Appy. As you said, he picks himself. The only concern is how much defence he has to do.
How old is he now?
Oh, I don't know. He'd have to be 30, wouldn't he? I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think he's only just over 30. Like I thought he was a lot older, but I think I looked not long ago, and I think he was about 31, 32.
Yeah,
he still dyes his hair blonde, so he's pretty young.
Yeah, what an idiot. Just brings back memories, that, doesn't it?
It sure does.
All right, boys, who we got on the bench? Do you want to do your 4 benchies, boss?
Yeah, well, I've gone Dylan. This is why I need Payne Haas to play big minutes. I've gone Dylan Edwards on the bench because I think after 30 minutes, bring him on, and he can just roam. Like remember, like Ponga did last year. Like he deserves a spot on the side. That's why I'm picking him, and I just think he'd be devastating in 30 minutes. Come on, like he'd kill it. Yep. I've got McGuinness. He can play hooker, or can play 9 for Appy if he gets tired. He can play in the middle, and he's playing really good football, and he's tough. You got Ticker, and he deserves his spot. I've gone Liam Martin and Jacob Saifidi, and I'd put Paulo as the 18th man. And I'd go Madge as coach.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Who you got, Frost?
McGuinness as well, Hudson Young, Lenu, and did I say Liam Martin before?
No.
No, okay, so yep, so he's there as well. I've mixed it up a little bit from what I originally picked, so yep.
Yeah, I've gone 4 forwards on the bench. McInnes, because he's just a worker. He's like he can replace Jake in the middle there. I've gone Liam Martin, who can play in the middle and play tough. Spencer Lenu, he'll play in the middle and go hard. And I've thrown in Mitch Barnett. Just for a little, hopefully a bit of mongrel, you know what I mean? Like, you always need someone in there that's going to do a dog shot and wipe one of their players out and be willing to take 10 minutes for the team, and that's what I'd have him in the team for.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon Spencer Lenu might do that?
Yeah, well, I don't know. They both might.
I'll tell you what, but Spencer Lenu, he played strong on the weekend, didn't he? He's hard to stop, isn't he? But I've also gone Edwards as well because I think it's important to have a back on the bench.
Yeah.
That's what McGuinness is, isn't he?
No,
he plays in the middle. But like, if you've got Edwards, I think it was last year when we got caught out where Cook had to play in the centres.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And Hines did as well.
Yeah. So that's if you can have someone like Edwards that can play in the middle because he's strong enough and big enough and he covers an injury in the backs too. So I really think he'll get picked on the bench.
Didn't Frosty say Edwards is too small?
No, I said
Nah.
Vossi was saying he's too small for fullback. I'll play him on the wing. Yeah, won't bother me. Yeah.
I'm just talking up against Xavier Coates. I just think he'll get out jumped.
Mate, for the last 5 years, I thought that Dylan Edwards was too small for bloody fullback, and he proved me wrong. He's got 3 rings, so
yeah.
how bad am I going?
Lucky bastard must have only got 1.
If that.
All right, boys, we finally got through those. So we just we'll recap round 11 scores from the Magic round. The Canberra Raiders 24 defeated the Bulldogs 20. Frosty, you got any information?
Yeah, the Dogs got beaten by Burton's misses a goal. That's really probably that cost them at the end of the day. I mean, the Raiders were up 12-0, and then straight away you get 2 go to the bin, and it evens itself out, and the Doggies are leading at half time. I thought, hello, they're on here, and then Hudson Young scores 2 tries in the second half, and Raiders get home. Pretty gutsy.
Yeah, it's a tough win.
Yeah, Hudson Young, he has a bit of a habit of scoring a bit of a try at the end to get the coin, doesn't he?
Yep.
Okay, we had the Brisbane Broncos 13 defeated the Manly Seagulls 12.
Broncos out to 12-0 lead. I thought, hello, Eagles are in trouble again, and they hung in, and unfortunately with the Jock Madden field goal, that cost them the win.
Yeah, the Broncos, they're finding ways to win, which is, they're building. They're coming into have some good form because they're going to obviously lose a few players in the Origin series. So you got to try and get those tight wins while you can, I suppose.
They're the ones you got to win.
Yeah. So next up, we had the Knights 28 beat the Titans 24. This was a different one of this game.
It was the old Knights. They end up beating the depleted Titans. Dave Armstrong, he is the find of the year. Scores a hat trick. The Brian Kelly no try was I thought it was a try. So I thought really.
Don't get me started, Frosty.
Yeah, well.
If it's the same guy, look out.
Yeah, that's right. Where's that Dave Armstrong again from, Frost?
Well, they're saying that he's up in Queensland.
Is it Narragansett?
Gundawindi? No, it wasn't Gundawindi. It was. Yeah, sorry. I tried.
He can play. He can play.
Nah, he
surprised me. Yeah,
he's a good find for the night.
Funnily enough, I heard a few of the players from the night say that they're playing a better game without Kalen Bonga.
Yeah, well, they're
not relying on him.
Footy.
So,
yeah, that's right. But wasn't that a weird game? Like Newcastle big lead, Gold Coast get to a bigger lead, and then Newcastle come back and catch them. Like it was a weird game.
Next up, we had the Sharks 38 defeated the Roosters 30.
Great game. Sharks and the Chookies, yeah, well, what can you say, Marshy? Like, I've come around now. It was a great shootout. Everyone said it was going to be the game of the round, and certainly was. And Sharks.
What'd you say then? You've come out of the closet now.
Yeah.
In 2 ways.
Yes. Sorry, Mum.
No, the Sharks shocked me. I had money on the Roosters, but anyway, We'll live to fight another day. Next up, we had the Cowboys 28 beat the Rabbitohs 22.
Cowboys were terrible to beat South, who beat themselves. Got to give Cody Walker a little bit of credit, though. He played probably his best game he's played all year.
Yeah, he's, for an aging bloke, he does still show some glimpses, but the problem is it's never enough, and then the rest of the crew's not going with him, unfortunately. So,
well, his problem is he always gets in the niggle most of the time instead of playing footy.
I think that's the way you get under his skin now, is get into him and sort of try and put him off his game. So,
I think he's missing a decent halfback too, which doesn't help.
Yeah. Oh, and
he had one though, and I don't think he helped him out with Ilias. I thought Ilias was half decent, and he wasn't helping him out.
I think, to be honest, the forwards have been letting him down.
Yeah, their forward pack's shocking too.
So
you're not going forward. What can you do?
There you go, eh? All right, next up we had the Warriors 22 beat the Panthers 20.
Over the last few weeks, the bloody Panthers have probably got away with wins that they probably didn't deserve, and a gutsy win for the Wars with no Johnson, and then Egan obviously gone after 12 minutes with the HIA. So highlight for me was Jack Cole with the old spew on the field, and apparently they put on the big screen up at Suncorp.
They did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was good for the Warriors to get a win. The whole country's flying again. When the Warriors win, they're flying. So, and it's good to bring Penrith back to the pack. See how they bounce back.
Definitely.
The Penrith halves struggled, but geez, that was very gutsy. Seriously, that was a good win. Very needed.
Next up, the Storm 48 defeated the Eels 16.
I'm going to go to the toilet.
It was a weird game. I thought there could have been an upset on the cards early on the piece. Like, Eels were really sort of hanging in there. But in the second half, the Storm blew them away with Munster gone, and obviously Jerome Hughes didn't play. But, yeah, I actually seriously thought up until half-time that it could have been an upset and Para could have beat him.
No heart. And if you had Munster out, Pappenhausen out, and Hughes out, and you're down 16-10 at half-time, you're on top going into half-time, and you can't win that game, then seriously, get rid of the coach.
Well, they couldn't win. They got flogged.
Yeah. Disgusting. Seriously disgusting. Woeful.
And then the final game of the round was the Dolphins 24 beat the Tigers 12.
Tigers, absolutely terrible. I thought it was a toss of the coin game, and Dolphins end up winning.
Hang on a minute. Hold the phone. You said toss of the coin game. Didn't last week you say Dolphins 50?
50?
No, I said Dolphins 13 plus, but I still was wary about the Tigers maybe beating the Dolphins.
Yes. No, you did say by 50.
50, did I?
We raised the bet.
You'll have to go back and have a look.
I think Fully got it down to 45.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
But you know what, Davey? They cost you your multi. If that had been 13 plus,
I know.
your multi's up, baby. But the Tigers hang in there. I'm going to give them credit. They hang in there. But they just don't have the cattle.
Maybe I should go to the toilet now.
Hey, Leachy's have got a bit of heart about you.
Okay. You believe what you want, buddy.
I see it.
And of course, the Dragons, they had the blow, right? So, fellas, what caught your eye?
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. What caught your eye from the round?
You go
Frosty.
first, Bossy. Frosty, you go first.
I'm just looking to look at my.
Shuffling the
What caught
cards
my
again, are
eye
you?
was the Melbourne Storm. Yep, I was shuffling my cards. Melbourne Storm without Hughes, and then Munster gone the second half. I really thought that, like I said, I thought that Parramatta could cause an upset, and second half Storm just blew them away. So that's what caught my eye.
What caught my eye was Kevin Walters doing selfies in the crowd after the game.
Really? I didn't
Didn't
see
see it.
that.
No.
Yeah, so pretty much Billy Slater on Channel 9 told everybody that Kevin Walters wants his players to get involved with the crowd after the game in every match. Remember at Campbelltown,
Yeah.
he said, win, loss, it's all about the fans. They're the ones that turn up to watch you. So I want you guys after every game to give some time to the fans. And it was actually funny and good to see Kevin Walters in there doing it. And I think it's a good trait to put into your club. You know what I mean? Like it sort of gives you more incentive to turn up every week. And he was enjoying it. Like he was actually holding the phone, doing selfies, and Fatty Borton was going, how does he know how to do that? Like, it was really good. That's what caught my eye.
I couldn't think of anything worse. Like after playing a game of footy,
Yeah.
and then being out there for an hour or so, signing autographs and selfies and whatever. Like back in the day, all you want to do is just get back in the shed and have a beer
Have
and
a
a
beer.
pie.
Yeah, but
And
don't
a
you think
smoke.
it's a good thing? Don't you think it's a good thing? But like
Oh,
the young
yeah.
kids, they
Oh,
were
it's good. It's good for
lapping it
us
up.
as fans. Like it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's what I mean.
You know?
Yeah, but
Especially
I
for a
think it's a good
coach.
trait. It's a good trait to install into your players. Like it just shows you why they're going well.
Okay, so what caught my eye from the round? I've been wanting to say this for months now, and I don't believe anyone has mentioned it at all. But Bronson Cherry,
Yeah.
he got done 4 years ago. He's been out of the game for 4 years.
Yep.
When he got done 4 years ago, he had a massive beak, right? If you look at him now, he's had a nose job.
Something's happened to it.
It looks horrendous. Like, sorry, Bronson, if you're watching or listening, but no, I can't look at him the same. Like every time when he first played that trial game against the Storm at the start of the season, I thought something's gone wrong here. And then every time I see him on the TV, I'm thinking it doesn't look right. Like, and no one's mentioned anything about it.
No, I have honestly noticed it. I've picked up on it too. But maybe his steroid shrunk his nose instead of his tummy.
Maybe.
But yeah, I've
we've all
100%.
got big noses.
But
I
I've
don't look at
100%.
blokes that way, so no, I didn't notice.
You'll have a look at it this week.
Yeah, you
I
have to look
will,
at it.
just for you blokes. I will.
I have noticed it too.
Give us a bit of
No.
feedback too, Frosty.
Okay, I will. No. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
boys. All right, what team's flying high this week for you, Voss?
Dum, 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 dum,
Again?
dum, dum. How can you not?
God.
Yep.
They just people keep knocking them down. Oh, they haven't beat top eight. Well, they've just beaten two top four sides in a row. One in Melbourne, and that game on the weekend. Like, I know they leaked a few points, but they can score them too. Like, it's like they've got a plan A and a plan B, and they're a good side.
I'll let you know. Sorry for cutting you off here, Frost, but
That's a good.
I've picked the Sharks too this week.
I have too. Don't worry. It's a trifecta.
How can you not?
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's amazing is how many times in the set that Nico Hines touches the ball.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So,
And he should.
crazy.
He should.
yeah,
He
but
should.
I think sometimes, well, I used to think sometimes he sort of overplays it, but they sort of feed off that, and it works well for him. My concern is when he gets picked for Origin and he's going to miss potentially the 3 games for the Sharks. How's that going to affect their attack?
Well, they beat Melbourne without him.
Yeah, well, they've lifted for one game.
Mm. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you watch the Sharks forwards. They all play the ball quick. McGuinness, wow, like they're on the front. He's got that much time. But like you said, in Origin's different. But they just play the ball so quick,
Yeah.
and that you just can't stop it. That Hazelton, where's he come from?
Not the
He's been
Barbers.
But oh wow, they like Fully said, Ramian in New South Wales side. Like who would have said that last year? You know what I mean? Like they're all in form. They got their back five. They just bring the ball back. So that Iro, is it?
Yeah.
He can play. Like they're just a good side.
Yeah, I'm on him as well. To me, the difference is Talakai. He was never a centre. I don't know why they used to persevere with him playing in the centres.
Yeah.
Big body and he'd run over players, but he couldn't tackle for the life of him. But I just
Yeah,
think now he plays either second row or he comes off the bench
yeah, plays in
and
the middle.
he's a monster. He reminds me
Yeah.
of Addo Carr.
Yep.
Not Addo Carr. Who's the guy for the Warriors? Fanil Blake, sorry. He reminds me of him. And yeah, I never saw him as a centre. I don't know why. He murdered us one night when they
Yeah, I
played us.
remember
He
that.
scored
Was
3
that early?
tries. Yeah.
Was that early on?
Last year. Yeah.
Last year. Yeah.
Last year before, he murdered
Paul
us. He scored
Harper.
3 tries. He looked at me and Bucks. They picked him
Mm,
for State of Origin and he didn't do any good, and
Yeah.
that was it. But Fitzy's got him playing now and believing, and it's taken time. And
Yeah, they've got a good bench.
you got to get on them. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what
There
team
we
have
go.
we got? What team we got skating on thin ice? Boss. Can you? I can't see. Can you say it? I can't see you.
They're terrible. I've just said it before, but that second half, that was there to win. Like if you can't win that with the players that Melbourne had out, they just don't have the heart. I don't understand it. Like for me to say, like I'm all about heart. Like if Gutho, like you see Gutho play 100% every time, we don't have that. Like our outside backs are terrible. Like Russell in the centres, seriously. I think he was only picked on the weekend because he can goal kick. No one else can goal kick. But yeah, we've got so much work to do. That's me.
I'm
Who
the
you got?
same. Yeah,
Para?
Para too, mate. Yeah, just like I said to you in the review from last week, they were close, and I thought they're a chance, especially when Munster went off. I thought, wow, no Munster, no Jerome Hughes. Here's a chance to kick on, and yeah, they're missing probably their 2 best players, but they weren't even touching players when they were running through them. It was terrible.
Yeah, but Storm are missing their 3 best players.
Yeah, well, sorry, yeah, 3, yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
Paps
Storm
as
are
well,
missing their
yeah.
3 best players.
That's what I
You know
said.
what I mean?
Yeah, they were missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
true.
just there's just no excuses for that. Like
No.
you got 80 minutes a week. Like for 1 week you got 80 minutes.
And you've trained
Seriously,
all week for that.
I can turn up and have a go.
I love it. All right, boys.
What about you, Fully?
My team this week, skating on thin ice, is the West Tigers attack.
Yeah.
So, as you said earlier, Vossi, they're defending well, especially on their line. They're defending well on the line. They concede a lot of tries 40 or 50 metres out from open play. But their attack, so I don't want to single out too many players, but most teams have got a front rower who'll run, cut into the line, flick it to the halfback, and then they play out the back.
Yeah, the link.
Yeah, so we use Clemmer a lot, and Clemmer's slow. They use Alex Seyfarth. They use someone else. They run to the line, which every club does it, but whoever's doing it for us is really slow. So then they know what play's coming. So then the outside just sweep in like the umbrella defence. And by the time, say, whoever the link does throws it to the halfback and puts poor old, what's his name, Sullivan under pressure. Like he's under enough pressure as it is. He doesn't need any more pressure. So he gets a crap ball away. And then by the time he gets to Lockie Galvin, they're all over him, you know, and he either has to take a hit or if he gets a pass away, it's just they've lost all momentum, right?
Yeah.
So because they've got no speed in their play, that's why they're getting crunched. Like you look at other teams when their fullback comes sweeping around, and I started to get. He's a good player, that Jareen Buller, but I get frustrated with him because he's never hitting the ball with pace, right?
Yeah.
You want him using his pace, like someone like Reece Walsh or Pong or whoever, the Armstrong, whoever's a bit quick. You want him hitting with pace, then it creates the overlap. The way we do it is it's just too slow. Like, they're waiting for like Jerome Luai to come along, and he'll help it a little bit, but they just need to. I know they're only young in the back line and whatever, but every team's doing the same play, but we just do it a lot slower, and it's just costing them. That's why they average about 12. Might be only averaging 12 points a game in attack for
game. Yeah.
So it's not going to win you many games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be a winger for the Tigers.
No, that's right. So. All right, boys, moving on to round 12 games. First up on Thursday, we've got the Bulldogs, $1.57 versus the Dragons at $2.41 at Accor Stadium. Bossy?
For the Dogs, Salmon's back. He returns to the second row, and Curran goes to the bench. And for the Dragons, Leilua is back to the bench, and Murdoch Masilla is out. Some stats: the Bulldogs have won 7 of their last 9 games against the Dragons at Accor Stadium, and Addo Carr has scored 22 tries in 24 games at Accor Stadium. The Dogs were close last week, but they should have won that. But I think the Dogs' defence will win this one for them, so I'm going to go the Dogs.
Frosty?
Dragons for me. I reckon after the bye, work for the Raiders. I reckon it probably can work for the Dragons as well. And I think Flano's starting to get the boys to believe. So I don't know if you call it an upset, but yeah, I'm going to go the Dragons.
Yeah, I think those odds are a little bit too widespread for me. I think it'd be a bit closer than what the odds actually say. But I think maybe the Bulldogs, like I give the Dragons a hope, don't get me wrong, but I think maybe the Bulldogs might just get them. Next up on the first game on the Friday night is up at, what is it?
At the Cowboys.
Queensland Country Bank, that's right. We've got the Cowboys $1.25 versus the West Tigers at $4. Boss?
The Cowboys are same 17, which defeated the Rabbits. And for the Tigers, both their centres are out due to suspension. What about that? Don't get me started. Dylan Casey debuts and Josh Fedley debuts in the centres. Papali returns, but he's on the edge. And Matamu starts at lock, 12 back to the bench. Just some stats. The Tigers have only won 2 of their last 12 games in Queensland. Wow. Talangi has scored 7 tries in 5 games versus the Tigers, and it's Todd Payton's 100th NRL coaching game. I just think the Cowboys have too many points for the Tigers. I do like the Tigers' defence, and they've got a bit of ticker, but Cowboys for me.
Frosty?
Too many injuries for the Tigers, too many outs.
I'm only going Cowgirls because of home ground advantage, but I'm hoping the Tigers can do something.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys will give us an absolute bath this week. They've come off a bit of a string of all these losses, and they'll get back into striking form, I reckon. So
yeah.
All right, the second game on Friday night is the Battle of Brookie, our 4 Points Park.
Yeah.
We've got the Sea Eagles at $2.25 versus Storm $1.65. Vossi?
I think that's a decent price for the Eagles. For the Storm, obviously Hughes is back and he replaces Munster, who's out with a groin. For the Eagles, Sarbat's back from a hemi, and Brown is also back. Lodge is out, and still no Jared Croker. I don't know what's going on with him. He had a bad head knock, but he's a big loss.
He's had quite a few, yeah.
Yeah. Some stats: the Eagles have won their last 2 games versus Storm at Brookie, and Garrick has scored 5 tries in his last 4 games.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, if Hughes plays, they're saying that he might not play, but if Hughes plays, I'm going to go the Storm. But I think no Croker, like I said, is hurting the Eagles. But if no Hughes, I'm going to go Manly. But if Hughes plays, I'm going Storm.
So what did we come up with there?
Eagles with a start.
Fair enough. What do you reckon, Frost?
Well, to shock you, I'm going to go the home side, the Eagles.
No.
Wow.
I
No
am.
way.
They surprised me last week. They did better than I thought. We've been away for 10 days and back in the old bed might help. And
Good way to look at it.
yeah, we stayed up there after the Dolphins loss, and
Oh,
we were
yeah,
up there the week before that. So back in back in your own home bed, and yeah, I'm going to shock off fully, and I'm going to tip us.
Fair enough. I'm staying on the Storm wagon. I just think they should get the job done. Should be. You think it'd be a close game? Hopefully, there's a punch up like there always is. Brett Stewart running 55 metres to throw a dog shot from someone behind. Yeah, but yeah. All right, boys. Next up on Saturday, down at GIO Stadium, we've got the Raiders at $4 against the Roosters at $1.25. Boss?
For the Raiders, Papali's out, suspended, and he's replaced by Haloa, and that's the only change. And for the Roosters, the big in is Manu's back. That Ponga goes to the bench. Bradley to start on the edge, and Nato White starts at lock, and Butcher's out. I don't know why Butcher's out. Also, no Connor Watson. That's a massive out. And
Wow.
Smith, yeah, he's done something to his throat. And Smith starts at hooker. Just some stats. The Raiders have won 6 of their last 8 games versus the Roosters at home. And the Roosters have averaged 42 points in the last month. Young has scored 6 tries in his last 4 games, and Tarpany plays his 200th game. I just think the Roosters are playing good footy. Like I said, Watson's a massive out because I think their form's due to him. But I think the Roosters got too many points in them in a high-scoring game.
Frosty?
I'm going the Raiders. I think they were gutsy as all hell last week, and I think at home they're half a chance. And I mean, you blokes both talked up Connor Watson last week, and you were right. He'd been killing it, and if he's not playing, wow, that's a big out.
Yeah, it is a big out.
Do you think he would have been a smoky for the 14 jersey for the Blues?
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. I think that he was earmarked to play 14. That's how good he was going.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether he was Queensland or New South Welshman, so that's why I
got
wouldn't have picked him. But there you go.
Massive motor. He goes all game.
Yeah, well, it's Roosters for me. They're going good. Outside backs, I think might be a bit strong for the Raiders down at GIO. Okay, the second game on the Saturday at PointsBet Stadium, or is it Ramondas or Shark Park or Caltex or Endeavour?
All of the above.
Sharks $1.64 versus Panthers at $2.27. That's that's a bit strange. Seeing the Panthers as outsiders. What do you reckon, Vossi?
Oh, well, definitely the Sharks have earned that, but the Sharks are stuck with their same 17. They beat the Roosters, and for the Panthers, Sorensen's back to start and Garner's out. Just some stats: the Sharks have won 6 of their last 7 games at home versus the Panthers, and the Panthers have won 6 of their last 7 games versus the Sharks. So it's very even there. The Panthers have not won at Shark Park since 2012.
Wow.
So add another year to that, I think. The Sharks at home for me, just playing too well. And I just think the Penrith halves didn't work last week, and I don't think they're going to work this week.
Frosty?
I think Sharks 13 plus.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
I don't know if I put it down in my multi, but yeah, they're flying, and Panthers have been absolutely struggling. They've been winning games, but struggling for the last 4 weeks. So the Sharks could turn it on.
Yeah, okay. I'm going the Panthers in the bounce back factor. I'm waiting for the wheel to come off the Sharks. Some may say waiting, maybe hoping for the wheels to come off, but yeah, I think I reckon the Panthers might get them, but we'll soon see, eh? And then the final game of Saturday at Accor Stadium is, geez, this will be an absolute bludger of a game.
This is the game of the round.
Yes.
We've got the Rabbitohs at $1.95 versus the Eels at $1.89. I can't believe the Eels are favourites after last week's performance. What do you reckon, Fossey?
Well, I'm going to predict the score. I think it's going to be 98-94.
Wow.
And I think South will win it. Whiten goes to 5'8", Walker to half. Cam and Thompson are in the centres. It's going to be a weird game, this one. And Host returns to the second row and Havali to the bench. For Para, still no Moses. Madison returns from a little stomach bug. He probably broke a fingernail. And he returns to the second row and Cartwright goes to the bench. Just some stats. The Rabbits have won their last 6 out of 7 games versus Para. And Para have not beaten South at Accor Stadium since 2017. And Johnson has scored 9 tries in 4 games, last 4 games versus Para. Who knows? Seriously, who knows? Para.
Frosty?
I've picked 2 cricket scores. No defence, attack.
Yes.
Wait till you hear my multi later on. Yes.
It could be anything.
Oh, well, no defence for me to decide. So that's why I've put down 2 cricket scores. So I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is it going to rain?
No, I rolled the dices. There's no 6s, so no rain.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Wow. Is that after extra time?
It's going to go to Golden Point.
And still a draw.
Still a draw.
Wow.
I reckon it's going to be 2-2. In front of about 3 people and a dog.
Oh, wow.
Is it reserve grade you've just called?
Maybe. Okay, boys. Moving on to Sunday's games. Up at Suncorp Stadium, we've got the Broncos at $1.21 versus the Titans at $4.45. Boss?
For the Broncos, 2 big ins. Walsh and Walters are back. Like I said before, Staggs is out with a fractured rib, not foot, fractured rib. And Cobbo goes back to the bench. Cobbo goes back to the centres, and Smoothy goes back to the bench. And for the Titans, Weaver, I liked him last week. He showed a bit of ticker. Weaver
Who was
started
it?
half.
Oh, Weaver, yes.
Weaver.
Yep.
He with a mullet. He looked all right, eh?
Yeah, he did.
Shoop has gone to Manly. He's
Shop.
gone to Manly through the week. Shoop.
Shop.
Yeah. And he's replaced by Fafita in the centres. And Foran's named on the extended bench, so look for a late in if his Hemi comes up. Just some stats. Broncos have won 4 of their last 5 games versus the Titans. Broncos have won 7 of their last 8 games at Suncorp. And Mariner has scored 14 tries in 13 games. Too many injuries for the Titans, and Broncos will be too good.
Frosty.
Upset for me, Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're just they should have won. They got robbed, and I don't want to go into it with Vossi because I don't want him to get upset. But they've been so close, and Broncos, I thought they were a bit disappointing last week. So
I think it's Broncos for me. 13 plus. There you go.
Wow.
Mm.
Is it in your multi?
You'll have to hang around and find out.
I sure will.
Stay tuned, Dave.
And then the last
And
game of
everybody
the
else
round
for that matter.
is at Go Media Stadium. We've got the Warriors at $2.01 versus the Dolphins at $1.83. Bossy?
For the Warriors, 3 good ins. Rocco Berry's back to the centres. Nakora's back and Lussick is back to replace Egan, who's out with concussion. And for the Dolphins, Plath returns from concussion and Kenny Bromwich goes back to the bench. Some stats. Fanua Blake has scored 5 tries in his last 6 games at home. And Fado has scored 7 tries in his last 5 games. I'm going the Warriors off the back of their win last week against Penrith. I think that'll lift them up. But you can't write the Dolphins off. They just turn up every week. But for me, just the Warriors at home. I like Clockstead at 5'8" last week. I think he's going to suit Johnson when Johnson comes back. And what's the guy, that young fullback? Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
he was a bit of a pocket rocker, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think they have to keep him at fullback because he's just that X factor that they needed. They missed that.
Yeah.
And I just think that running 5'8", Clockstead will suit Johnson when he comes back because that Martin it overplays his hand where I think he just needs someone steady like Clockstead at 5'8". And
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a bit of a surge from the Warriors.
Yeah, I've never rated Terrell Martin at all, but yeah. I'm going the Wires too. I think that I've been on the Dolphins the whole time, but I've got to get back on the Wires after that gutsy performance against the Panthers. The Panthers were depleted, but they got home, so yep.
That was a good, tough win.
Yeah, I think originally I was going to pick the Dolphins. It's better. No, yeah, I might have to.
I was too.
And then after just listening to what YouTube blokes said, I was about to change the Warriors, but I've actually put the Dolphins in my multi, so I'll have to stick with the Dolphins. Thanks, boys. All right, boys. Obviously, Newcastle, they've got the bye this week. So, all right, looking up to see who needs a spell, boys. Fellas, who are you throwing in the paddock this week and why? Fossey?
Well, mine was Arthur after that second half display by Para. Yeah. So pretty much I was right. He's gone. We've said it all before. So, yeah, mine was Brad Arthur.
Yeah, fair enough. Firm but fair. What do you reckon, Frosty?
Mine's the Parramatta board. Again, I go back to the point that I know that Brad Arthur is not doing the job, but what are they going to do? They're going to run with Trent Barrett for the rest of the year? Like, you would have been better off keeping Brad Arthur still there. Like, I don't get it. So for me, it's Parramatta board.
A thought just come to my head.
Here we go.
Don't laugh at this because it's not a joke. What about Fletch and Hindy?
Yeah, they'll be on.
Yeah, that is a joke.
They'll be on Thursday night.
No, it's Coach and Para.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be the best of Magic round on Thursday night too, because it's R8.
Yeah, that'll be a good watch.
It will be.
All right, boys. Who am I throwing in the paddock this week?
This will be interesting.
I thought long and hard about it, and I reckon it has to be us, the Take the Two podcast, for our weather predictions.
We're rolling the dice. That's all we're doing, like the film.
Tamworth was supposed to be dry as it got flooded.
it had a storm before the game, and then after the game. I tried my best.
You two need to stop with the weather.
I have.
And then Magic Roundup at Suncorp was supposed to be a bog fest, and the last game was supposed to get called off because it was too wet. And hey, I tell you, I'd like to take my hat off to the ground stuff up there because how good was the ground? It held up really well.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? It did.
Actually,
but I woke up I woke up Sunday morning and I watched the Channel 9 footy show. They did it at Suncorp Stadium. There was not a cloud in the sky. And I went, oh, no.
Yeah. So, boys, I reckon
But you better off to...
You better have a spell.
You're better off
I
to
have,
saying it's going to... There's a chance to be sunny, a bit of rain, cloudy, and a bit of snow between 10 and 45 degrees.
Is that
Done.
what they do, eh?
Yes.
You've killed it fully. Put the dice away.
Yeah, no worries. All right, boys.
You animal.
Try me best. We've got
You don't have to try.
multis of the week. What do we got, Bossy?
I've got Talangi to score for the Cowboys.
Yep.
I've got the Eagles with 2.5 start at $1.90. Sorry, that try was $1.88 for Talangi. I've got the Sharks and Panthers game under 40.5 for $1.83. Mariner to score and Latrell Mitchell to score. $17.41.
Yeah, okay.
Latrell Mitchell will score against Para. I can guarantee that right now. You heard it here first.
I can't see it happening, especially when it's going to be 2-2.
2-2.
But maybe it'll get disallowed. And you might get him in our bonus bet. All right, Frosty, what do you got, mate?
Well, I'm going South Para, 61 points or more, which is $6. I'm going Saints to win 1-12 against the Doggies, which is $3.60, and the Raiders 1-12 against the Chooks, $5.50. Total $118 for $1.
Wow,
that's
juicy.
Good. Yeah, that is.
And I was darn close last week.
All right, boys. I got a 1-12 special. I got the Doggies 1-12. I got the Storm 1-12, and I've got the Dolphins 1-12, and that will give me odds of $9.25.
I wouldn't bother putting it on.
Why is that, mate?
Because I'm only putting it on for $1. Not
I'll give you
like yourself.
I'll give you. How about I give you $1 to keep your opinions to yourself? You filthy animal.
Do you actually put them on?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Reluctantly.
Oh, well, good luck, boys. Yeah, good luck.
I only put it on to try and get the old big $900 winner from the old Frosty.
Wow. Jeez.
Gamble responsible, guys.
Yeah.
Please.
Absolutely. Okay, next up we've got Bossy's joke of the week. What do you got, Bossy?
First of all, I just want to let you guys know I've missed out on home and away for this. But my joke of the day is my joke is what happened to the cross-eyed circumciser?
Oh, here we go. Tell me.
He got the sack.
Wow.
That's it, boys.
I don't know how many.
Dave, isn't it?
I don't know how many viewers are going to lose now.
Yes.
You're cutting the fine line there, Marcy.
True. True.
Well, boys, that's another episode done and dusted. We hope you've enjoyed your brain-numbing experience. I'd like to thank you all again for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, delete, constructive criticize, whatever you choose. We're happy to take on all the feedback. Just remember,
pass the word around, people.
Yeah, that's right. Let everyone know. Spread the love. Is that right? You say, Frosty?
It sure is. Spread the love.
Oh, there you go. All right, boys. And just remember, if you're ever in doubt, take the 2.
Take the 2. It happened on the weekend.
Good night.
Speak next week, boys.